Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do the February 12th just for today in a meditation. Hope you're doing well this morning. My spirit is doing very good. The title of the meditation, Living in the Moment. We regretted the past, dreaded the future, and weren't too thrilled about the present. That comes from our basic text, page 7. Until we experience the healing that happens when we work the 12 steps, it is doubtful that we can find a statement more true than the quote above. Most of us came to NA hanging our heads in shame, thinking about the past and wishing we could go back and change it. Our fantasies and expectations about the future may be so extreme that on our first date with someone, we find ourselves wondering which lawyer we'll use for the divorce. Almost every experience causes us to remember something from the past or begin projecting into the future. At first, it's difficult to stay in the moment. It seems as though our minds won't stop. We have a hard time just enjoying ourselves. Each time we realize that our thoughts are not focused on what's happening around us, or happening right now, rather, we can pray and ask a loving God to help us get out of ourselves. If we regret the past, we make amends by living differently today. If we dread the future, we work on living responsibly today. When we work the steps and pray each time we discover we're not living in the present, we'll notice that those times aren't occurring as often as they used to. Our faith will help us live just for today. We'll have hours, even days, when our full attention is focused on the current moment in time, not the regrettable past or fearful future. Just for today, when I live fully in each moment, I open myself to joys that might otherwise escape me. If I'm having trouble, I will ask a loving God for help. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the wee version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please, and thank you. So we're talking about living in the moment and how difficult it is to not always find ourselves reflecting on the past or projecting into the future. It's a very common thing that we as people do. We have thoughts that are continuous, and a lot of times our thoughts gravitate towards past things or they gravitate towards futuristic type things. It's very common. Don't beat yourself up over that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with us is that a lot of the reasons that we use drugs were related to the things from the past, the way that we viewed ourselves and how we acted, the shame, the guilt that we carried. A lot of times we would think, I should have did this. You can have a whole conversation in your head about what you should have said, what you should have done. And before you know it, you've wasted all this valuable present time, real time, to accomplish another project, another necessary responsibility, because we're spending so much time ruminating about the past. But we do it about the future as well. We project about the future as well. Use as an example here of dating someone for the first time, clean, and find ourselves projecting the divorce. And it's just a date, right? So it's very common. Like I said, I don't want you to beat yourself up over that, but I do want for you to be mindful that we're in the here and now. Where your 2 feet are planted is where you are. And where you are deserves your presence. It deserves your attention. Because if you can be in the moment and make the best possible decision in that given moment, guess what happens? The future has a firmer foundation. The more that you stay in the moment, the more that you exercise goodwill and doing the right things for the right reasons in that moment, you'll have a better tomorrow. It's almost as though I'm saying if you plant an apple seed, you're going to get an apple tree, right? You're not going to get a orange tree. So whatever you plant in your here and now is what grows for tomorrow. So if you plant peacefulness, if you plant kindness, if you plant being present and patient and tolerant with people, if you plant spirituality, if you plant those things in your here and now, right? Not being whimsical, not being absent-minded, not being elusive, uh, dismissive of people. But if you are practicing the spiritual principles that you've been taught in Narcotics Anonymous in your here and now, right? And I want to talk a little bit about here and now when I get done with this statement. If you do that in your here and now, then whatever happens after that action has a firmer base, a firmer foundation to stand upon. That's why I can say when I do something in my here and now and I'm attentive and kind and gentle, I expect good fruit. I don't always get it, but I expect it. On my behalf, on my side of the street, it does happen, right? I get good results because I'm doing what needs to be done in the here and now in a positive manner. And the opposite is true. When I'm nasty and I'm unkind and want to cuss folks out and forget who I am as far as, who I've become in recovery, half the time, whatever follows after that just goes downhill unless I exercise my step 10, making a prompt amends, right? So here's what I want to say about the here and now. Many people struggle with meditation. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, so I'm going to breathe in deep 5 times, blow out slowly through my mouth. I'm going to do that 5 times, and it's going to change how I feel. I guarantee you, oxygen to the brain will change how you feel. Your body loves it. Most of us don't even use our full diaphragm when we're breathing. We don't breathe deeply, right? So to give yourself a moment reprieve, to help you avoid the anxiety in the moment, which is like a catalyst to making bad decisions because we often work out of fear, right? Fight or flight. So, in order to conquer that, to come against that, I want for you to start learning how to be in the here and now and do it with your breathing. Take time to breathe in and breathe out 5 times deeply. It only takes a few seconds. It doesn't take forever to breathe. Guys, I'm not asking you to spend 10 minutes doing meditation. I'm asking you to give yourself a 1-minute reprieve of refocusing yourself, your energy, before you start responding to things. Because if you can do that in your here and now, you'll have a better chance of making the right decision in that moment. And like I said, it lays a better foundation for the future. Okay? It's real simple. It's real simple. And here's the thing about time. We all say we don't have a lot of time. We're very busy people. But for me, I don't have a lot of time to clean up my messes. I don't have a lot of time to repeat things. So I want for you to start using the time that you have in a positive, productive manner. And this meditation, living in the moment, is perfect for that. I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, this is a 5-star meditation, but it's up there. This is a good meditation to come back to. Hey, listen, I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to. My family and I were leaving from Iowa today. We have a 6-hour trip at least. And so we're going to travel and take the time to get to where we're going safely. Talk to you tomorrow.